Wuthering Heights is a novel by Emily Brontë, published in 1847. It's a complex and dark tale of love, revenge, and social class set against the backdrop of the Yorkshire moors. Here's a summary with key themes. Summary: Wuthering Heights is narrated by Mr. Lockwood, a gentleman from London who rents Thrushcross Grange, a nearby estate. He becomes curious about his reclusive landlord, Heathcliff, who lives at Wuthering Heights, an isolated and eerie farmhouse. Lockwood is introduced to the strange characters living at Wuthering Heights, including Joseph, a rigid servant, and Hareton, a young man who seems to be a servant despite his noble appearance. Lockwood soon discovers the tragic history of Wuthering Heights and its inhabitants. The novel delves into the past, focusing on the Earnshaw family and the Linton family. Mr. Earnshaw, the former owner of Wuthering Heights, adopts a foundling boy, Heathcliff, who grows up with the Earnshaw children, Catherine and Hindley. Catherine and Heathcliff form a deep, passionate, and destructive love for each other. Catherine's decision to marry Edgar Linton, a wealthy neighbor, sets off a chain of events that leads to suffering, revenge, and tragedy. Heathcliff is particularly affected by Catherine's marriage, and his obsession with her and his desire for revenge consume him. The novel explores themes of love, betrayal, social class, and the destructive nature of revenge. It portrays the haunting, supernatural elements of the Yorkshire moors and the impact of one's environment on one's character. Key themes: Love and obsession. The novel presents a complex and destructive love between Catherine and Heathcliff, characterized by obsession and longing. Revenge. Heathcliff's relentless pursuit of revenge against those he perceives as wronging him is a central theme. His vengeful actions have far-reaching consequences. Social class and its impact on characters' lives are explored, particularly in the stark contrast between the Earnshaws and the Lintons, as well as Heathcliff's rise from a foundling to a landowner. Nature and the supernatural. The Yorkshire moors and its wild, haunting landscapes are central to the story. The novel employs elements of the supernatural, including ghostly apparitions, to enhance its eerie atmosphere. Isolation and loneliness. Many characters in the novel experience isolation and loneliness, which contribute to their suffering. Duality of nature. The novel explores the duality of human nature, as seen in the characters' capacity for both good and evil. Cycles of abuse. The novel portrays cycles of abuse and mistreatment, as characters perpetuate harmful behaviors they have experienced themselves. Freedom and imprisonment. Characters experience both freedom and imprisonment, both physical and emotional, throughout the novel. Nature versus nurture. The novel raises questions about the influence of one's environment and upbringing on their character and behavior. Transcendence. The novel hints at the possibility of transcending death and the limitations of the physical world through the enduring connection between Catherine and Heathcliff. Heathcliff's transformation. The transformation of Heathcliff from a mistreated foundling into a brooding and vengeful man highlights themes of identity, trauma, and the impact of upbringing. Gender roles. The novel portrays traditional gender roles of the era, as well as subversion of these roles, particularly through the character of Catherine, who defies societal norms. Conflict between the Earnshaws and Lintons. The long-standing conflict between the Earnshaw and Linton families serves as a backdrop to the narrative and explores themes of rivalry and social division. The power of the elements. The novel's setting on the Yorkshire moors and its portrayal of the elements, such as wind, rain, and snow, enhance the themes of wildness, unpredictability, and the harshness of nature. Nature's indifference. The indifference of nature to human suffering and tragedy is a recurring theme, emphasizing the insignificance of human existence in the face of the natural world. Heathcliff's quest for belonging. Heathcliff's desire to belong, whether within the Earnshaw family or in his relationship with Catherine, underscores themes of isolation and the search for a sense of home and belonging. Catherine's double nature. Catherine's dual nature, as both Catherine Earnshaw and Catherine Linton, reflects the novel's exploration of duality and the impact of societal expectations on one's identity. Wuthering Heights is a classic work of Gothic literature known for its dark and passionate exploration of love, vengeance, and the human psyche. It offers a deeply atmospheric and psychological narrative that continues to captivate readers with its complex characters and themes.